I thought I'd take a second and introduce to you perhaps one of the more famous people in our whole program, because this woman has helped more people get started and hang in there than anybody in our whole company. Carol Edwards, the great. Most people know the voice and know the name, they just haven't had a chance to actually meet her before. But little did you know, Carol has her own custom engraving business right alongside of the company and does a lot of sandblasting. So I thought, you know, if they can see somebody that actually does it and have an idea of the projects, welcome, Carol. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Just relax now. Relax. Just remember you're talking on the phone, just like anything else. Carol has spent hours and hours and hours for how many years now? Oh, gee. 20, almost 20 years, isn't it? Coming up on that at least.
Well, working here?
Yeah, working here and going at
right.
it. And then she started sandblasting. What's the name of your business?
Viking Engraving.
Viking Engraving. Worked out pretty well everywhere the truck goes. George is running around.
Oh, yes.
Showing off your work. And
live moving billboard.
And he's our salesman. So George gets the sales and Carol does the work. Is that how that works?
Somewhat,
that's the split of the duties? She's brought some things to show you. So we want to kind of, first of all, is sandblasting hard to do or?
No, if it was hard, I wouldn't be doing it.
Okay. Once you learn, you got to learn the techniques and the steps, and then keep those steps in sequence. And people seem to do pretty well. If they hurry, they have trouble.
Right. It's kind of like when you learn how to ride a bicycle. You fell off a few times and even skinned your knees a few times, but you still love riding your bicycle, right?
Yeah. The real tricks, don't do a $300 piece of crystal to practice on. Let's go get
next one.
a fruit jar first from a garage sale and start there. You got some samples of some things. These are.
Yeah, we just did a few little ornaments for people. And
so is Christmas a good time for multiple sandblasting projects?
Oh yeah, yeah. And people like to have things that are unique. Like I did a whole bunch of these for an Air Force fellow.
Okay.
Only they had little candles on, and it said Air Force, home is where the Air Force sends you. And he gave one of those to each of his people, one of his troops, I guess. That he was
so has your business come a lot from word of mouth, Carol?
All of it from word of mouth. I don't ever advertise.
You don't go out and beat the drum.
It's word of mouth, my husband's.
Word of mouth. Yeah. And then what about this one here? What's this one?
Oh, okay.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
This one, we go out to Camp Williams a lot of times, and this one is, these were given to officers at Camp Williams who had completed the training over there, and then the smaller ones, the little.
So George is a veteran.
Yeah,
and so you guys are tied into the veterans world. So Opportunity Intersection is near you already. It's the relationships you have. You don't have to go very far to find, oh, those are really attractive.
How it all started is that my husband used to work for Lowe's, and this police officer that he knew came into Lowe's all the time, and my husband donated a silver dollar for them to raffle off for a special thing they were raising money for. They were raising some money for a special event. Anyway, and then I did a group of about 30 mugs for the police department. It was for their Four Corners convention, because Four Corners is here in Utah and Nevada and Arizona and Colorado. And so they had a special convention. They had mugs this size. And then, of course, he happened to be a member of this battalion out at Camp Williams. Oh. And so he told them about me out there, and so word of mouth spread there, and of course my husband and I have gone out to Camp Williams a few times, just kicking around.
Just kicking around, and all of a sudden you got a little more business. Come on. Every time I go up to the university, I go meet the people that I do business with and keep the fire burning.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. And when my niece graduated from college and became a doctor, I did this for her, and this is inside here is one of the phrases. Oh, right down the spine, so you put her name on here. Right. And then right down the spine, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. Norman McEwen. Yeah. This is a really popular sandblasting item in our network. It's a great gift to give to get started. Give this to a real estate agent or to the mayor
or to the head of the library, all kinds of possibilities, and they're not real expensive to do, are they?
No, they aren't.
Yeah,
Really
very
expensive.
they're beautiful.
And then I did this design on a bunch of chemistry beakers, and of course all the chemistry beakers went to Brigham Young University because they owned them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just doing a service for them, putting their logo and their chemistry emblem on the beakers.
These are cast crystal pieces, and they're less expensive than the cut and polished ones.
Right.
So there are times we still do crystal, but we want to have it more as a giveaway kind of thing.
Oh, and then I do a bunch of things for friends.
A lot of weddings.
A lot of weddings. And, yeah,
Carol's got a wedding
anniversaries
going on around here all the time, and this bent glass is also really reasonable. There's different sizes and grades and shapes of all these supplies, and you'll have to learn how they're priced, and Carol can help you. We have an 800 number, so you never have to pay to call and ask for help, and we do know what we're doing. We've been doing this for a long time.
And also we have the curved glass that has the picture on one side, and so you can put the picture of the bride and groom on one side or the anniversary couple on one side, and then their information on this other side. And that's very popular. This is a flat glass item that I've done for a lot of people. And I've done a ton of those for anniversaries, for birthday presents, for
we can take their anniversary card, their actual card, and sandblast it in there, or put it in on the long ways and for a gift for their reception.
Right.
A lot of things like that.
In this particular situation, it was for an anniversary gift.
Mm-hmm. Remembrance of their wedding.
Right.
So, out of your sandblasting, have you got a project that's been really a lot of fun?
Well, my last project was a lot of fun, and I thought about the Sterling scholars in high school that spend all their life preparing for that moment, and it just seemed like a little piece of paper or a little round metal wasn't enough to show that this is an achievement, you know.
Recognize them now.
And so one of my friends was asking me if there was something that I had in mind, and so I brought out these awards, and I showed my friend. I said, you know, these are great size, and so we took this particular size of award, and we did the school logo on the back, and kind of centered up in here, and then we put the student's name on the front with their name and what their category was on each one of the awards. And I did this for several high schools this year, and it was such a rewarding for me, because not only did I get a little bit of earnings, which that didn't matter near as much as the feeling that these kids finally got something that they deserved. And they were so tickled, and their parents were just raved about the awards.
Well, as you can see, Carol's been really busy, and I know for a fact she's building quite a name and reputation, and it just keeps going, doesn't it?